first things first, we're going to do our stop unsubscribe. So we're going to come in here to automations. We're going to create a workflow, start from scratch. And this is going to be our stop unsubscribe. I highly recommend you name every single one of your workflows, or it's going to be a nightmare trying to find them later. Your new workflow is going to be when a customer replies and contains the phrase stop. We're going to save that trigger. That just means how is the customer entering this workflow? That way you don't have to manually put them in there. And then we're going to search for our DND, which just means do not disturb. And we're going to do DND for specific channel, enable it. And that's going to be for our SMS, because that is what they're texting stop back to. We're going to publish and save. Now we don't have to worry if somebody texts back stop, it's automatically going to unsubscribe them from that list. Now the email unsubscription is a little bit more complicated. First, we need a form, because a form is how we're going to get a trigger link, and a trigger link is how we're going to enter this campaign. So step by step, we're going to go to sites, we're going to go to forms, we're going to add a form, start from scratch. When you make a new form, in order to rename it so that's you're not going to remember what form number 5 is. So we're going to go to styles, options, and we're going to hit unsubscribe form. We're going to add text here. And then if we click on it, we can edit here in this right-hand column. And we're going to put thank you for unsubscribing. Or let's say you have now successfully been unsubscribed from Benson's. You do want to put the company name, from Benson's mailing list. You can change the font size, which I recommend here. You can make it go in the middle. You can make it go all sides. I kind of like that one. Let's maybe take it down just a little bit more. And then I'm going to add one more layer of text. If you've done this action by accident, please click below to resubscribe. I'm going to change the font again. This one I'm going to make a little bit smaller, and I don't want it to be all in caps. If you've taken this action by accident, please resubscribe by hitting the button below. And this one, let's make it in the center. Now we're going to add a button. If you need it to go in a different order, just click and drag. I like my buttons to be full width most of the time. So if you click on the button over here on this right-hand panel, it says full width. I like my buttons to be green if it's a positive action, red if it's a negative action. I like my text to be the opposite color. So if it's green, I like it to be really dark. So I'm going to go black. If it was white, I'd want it to be, or if it was red, I'd want it to be white, stuff like that. So I'm going to change it to a 24-point font, which is just right here on the size. And then you can change what it says here. And I like this to be in all caps, resubscribe to Benson's mailing list. I'm going to save this. So now here's the trick. This is now an unsubscribe form, but it also helps them resubscribe. So if you want, you can rename that to unsubscribe/resubscribe form, because it will do both, and I'll show you why. So we're going to integrate this form. We're going to copy this form link. And then we're going to hit back. We're going to go to marketing, triggered links, and we're going to add a link. We're going to name this link something that we're going to remember what it is, so that when we're adding it to things, we know what link to look for. So this is going to be unsubscribe/re. Actually, it's just going to be the unsubscribe link. That's all it is. And we're going to paste that URL that we just copied. We're going to hit save. All right, now it's time to build out our automation. So we've got our link added. We're going to automation, create workflow trigger. continue. This is going to be our email and subscribe. We're going to wait for a trigger link to be clicked. That trigger link, we need to tell it which one. The trigger link is unsubscribe link. Save. And then we're going to look for the D&D again. Enable D&D. It's just on a specific channel. And that channel is email. Save. Publish. Anytime there's a green dot here, it means that you have work that has not been saved. I highly recommend you save frequently, especially when you're building out a really big automation, because if your internet crashes or for some reason you exit the workflow before saving, it will not save as you go. You have to save it manually with yourself as you go for now. We do have IT working on that as an added feature, but for now, just make sure you save anything and everything as you go. Okay, so now we've got an email unsubscribe, a text unsubscribe, but now we need an email resubscribe. So we're going to start again from scratch. This is going to be email resubscribe. And we're going to wait for, this time it's not a trigger link. It's actually a form because we created a form, but if they have unsubscribed, they're not going to click that green button that we created, which means they're not actually submitting the form. They're just going to it. If they click the green button, it is actually submitting the form. And that means that they want to resubscribe. So we're going to hit the form is unsubscribe and resubscribe form. And then we're going to do our D&D again. And then we're going to do disable D&D for specific channel. And that is going to be email. Now we need to do the same thing on our text. So we're going to go back. And first, let's add a step in here. Let's say that before we unsubscribe them, we want to tell them how to resubscribe. We're sorry to see you go, but we totally understand. If you'd ever like to resubscribe to Benson's SMS alerts, just text us start. Right? So that's going to go. They're going to reply stop. We're going to say, hey, we understand. If you ever want to get back in them, here's how you do that. And then it's going to take them off the list. Next, let's do our start subscribe. So this is going to be a reply, right? Because they have to physically text it in. Contains phrase. Start. And then we're going to look for our D&D. We're going to disable D&D because now they're saying they want the text messages. The channel is SMS. We're going to hit save, publish, save. And then you can even do an SMS here too if you want. Send SMS. Welcome back. We've missed you. Stay tuned for more Benson's news coming soon. Right? And then save.